Hi. What if we played with the idea that the keys to understanding the universe were hidden inside of every word that you speak? Or that the stories that you tell have the capacity to heal, destroy, or transform the world around you? Or what if we just stepped into that ancient knowing that was agreed upon by all of the old religions, that the world was spoken, chanted, and sung into existence? Well, welcome to Speak the Spark. We are a gathering of people from around the globe who are coming for a common cause, and that's to come into direct relationship with how conscious we are about how we use our language, that we understand the value of our word, and we understand that every story we speak matters. Now, we do this through a couple of different ways. First, we listen. We listened for the stories that we tell to ourselves, and about the world around us. And then we also listen for those stories that are knocking at our door, asking to come through us. We become architects, and we build stories as creators, and we work with our creativity. We learn from these 10 master teachers that are coming from around the world, and they all hold very different spokes on the wheel. They come from different cultures, different perspectives, and they relate to stories very differently. So we get this really rich buffet of perspective. And then we also activate our stories. And we do that by infusing them with our intention and our meaning and purpose, so that they have such a strong life force in them that they can be given as gifts, and that they might just outlive the people that make them. The way that this works is that we meet for 10 months. It's a 10-month journey. And we meet twice a month. The first time we meet with a master teacher. The second time we meet each month, you meet with me, and I lead us through this journey of storytelling. And then you also receive a weekly email. And in this weekly email, you get creative prompts. You get to have podcasts, videos, books, articles, all these different kinds of things to really feed your knowledge and really inspire you. And then you also are assigned a group. And this group is your storytelling tribe. These are the people that you'll go through this journey with and really get to anchor in and just put in deep roots together as you go through this journey. And you're assigned this group based on what you tell me coming into this course, because I'll have some questions for you as you cross this threshold. And these questions are really about, what are your goals? What is your capacity? How much time do you have to give to this? What is your vision for yourself when you come out on the other side? And based on that, you'll get assigned a group that's aligned for you, and hopefully in your region, so you can actually meet in person. So as you come, I'm going to ask you, are you here to receive? Do you just want to soak it all in and learn and study and listen, but you don't have to put anything out, and if you miss some assignments, no big deal? Or are you really wanting a practice group, a group that meets more regularly, and you really go through and you do a lot of the exercises that you're given? Or are you one of those people that you're saying, you know what, I'm ready to try my hand at being part of a performance that we sell tickets to and create an evening of sacred storytelling together? If that's your interest, then you're going to want to check out the Performance Intensive. So, it would be incomplete if I didn't tell you a mythic story about what we're all doing here. And so that's what I'm going to do now. Once upon a time, there was a great master teacher. And this master teacher taught about the secrets of living with love in the universe. And her name was Earth. And they say that if you wanted to learn about how to build and sustain a strong community, well, then go to her forests and listen. And if you want to learn about the power of one and the power of collaboration, well, then dive into her oceans and listen. And if you want to learn about change and transition and transformation, well, then take a seat next to a caterpillar and watch as it dissolves and emerges as a butterfly. And they say that if you want to receive all of her stories, all of her wisdom, and all of her teachings, well, then go to the people. Because she gave all of those to the people so that they might carry her stories out into the universe. Now, as it might be, a great spell was cast on the earth. A curse, if you will. And how that happened is a different story. But what happened was that the people lost their capacity to hear stories from their master teacher, Earth. And they say when that happened, it was a terrible mess. They say that the very stories that people had been a part of creating were used against them like weapons. And that's when stories of hate crossed the planet. And that's when stories of fear spread like a plague. They say that's when the zombie stories were born. The stories that were born without a conscience, without a will to live. Now, they say that the earth herself started getting involved with calling back her people to their position of carrying her stories. They say that the ocean herself rose to the occasion to speak to those who could remember how to listen. They say that the rocks themselves stood up just to catch the attention of those who were beginning to remember how to listen. And they say that every good teacher is only as good as her students. And that just like a plant needs the sun to grow, and just like every great whale needs a great ocean in order to exist, our girl Earth, she needed her people to listen in order to exist. Well, as luck would have it, people from around the world started to gather. And they started to listen deeply, deeply, deeply. And they went excavating for all the old stories that were hiding in the corners when it was no longer safe for them to exist. They went looking for the stories that had been lost and jumbled and broken apart. They went hunting down for the old stories that had fallen deep into the crevasses and didn't know how to get out on their own. And all of these stories held within them the deep teachings that the earth had to offer about how to live with love in the universe. That's us, gathering from all edges to listen so deeply for the stories that are needed for the times that we're living in. And if this is your call, then I am so looking forward to hearing your stories. Talk to you soon.